Good afternoon. So, Polshettivar sir, we still
Yes, sir.
have 3 minutes. No? We still have.
Yes, within 3 minutes. Yeah. Projekta madam,
And,
she's a moderator for today's event.
yeah, and we are live now. Huh? We are live.
Yeah, we are live now. Right now, live. Yeah, we are live.
So, I just want to ask both of today's experts. Right now, we are limiting this program to 50 students, 35 internal and 15 external. So, how do you see when we go in class face to face? So, what is your idea? Let us say next year or after 6 months, if we have face to face meetings, then 50 is right, or we have to reduce it? What is your opinion?
Ankur, go ahead, and then I'll probably add to that.
I think I'm more into assessment part, right? So taking an assessment is like there's no limitation to number, right? So it's like, if we are doing this test in the lab or if we're doing it remotely, right? Any number of students can sit for a test at a time, at the same time, basically, right? So the idea is like, if you want a focused, like a focused training, there are two kinds of, training to be delivered by the college nowadays. One is a focused training, and another is just a training program. They are doing it just because of the sake of doing it, right? So two things are there. So if you want, a focused training, that has to be a limited number of students, depending on the modules you are delivering, right? And obviously the number of, students. And second, more important is what kind of students are sitting for the training, right? Suppose if you have a mix of candidates who are performer also, and there are students who are not non-performer. If you mix those candidates right together, then it's very difficult to get the, the outcome which you are expecting, right? So the idea, that is why this assessment came into picture. Once you have this assessment report with you, you know what students, the capability of the student, basically, of individual candidate. So you can bifurcate the, the classroom that way, and that will give you the effective training, right? So idea is like, do not mix the crowd, right? So because if I am good in English, and if you're forcing me to sit for the English class, obviously I'm not going to focus, right? Correct. The focus will not be there. And the idea is like being a student, and like, the age those students are into, it is more of they are going to disturb the class, right? Yeah. So there has to be a, bifurcation should be there, right? Then definitely get the, effective result, right? The effective outcome.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So that.
Thank you, Ankur. So, Prajakta madam, is it okay if we take opinion from Damini madam and then?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Sir, so I have a mixed opinion. In terms of numbers, I think a smaller number can give us more tangible results. We can focus on all those participants, and we can clearly map out and chart out their progress as days move on. Also, I am in support of actually a mixed bunch, because what happens is, specifically if you're talking of classroom training and in-person training, they interact with each other, and as a result, and because they're coming on regular basis, they are not coming for just one session, they mix well with each other, they learn from each other, and there is a very cohesive and collective learning. However, I would just say on the number of participants, the lesser the number of participants, the more effectiveness we will be able to see. Alternatively, there's an approach where we can also have parallel sessions going on, or we could look at train the trainers for our faculty also on some of these areas. Yeah. So that is another approach that we can look at as well.
Okay. So thank you, both of you. Yeah. Thank you, Ankur. Thank you. Yeah. So Prajakta madam, you can take over now.
Yes, sir. So thank you, sir. Can I start now?
Yeah.
Yes. So good afternoon to all of you from Faculty of Pharmacy at Dr. Vishwanath Karad, MITWPU University, Pune, for a day one session of Online Finishing School 2021 for MPharm Semester 4, PGDRA and BPharm students. I, Mrs. Prajakta Adsule, Assistant Professor, Faculty of Pharmacy, welcome you all for today's session. I'm also really happy to take a note that all of you, that is faculty members and students, have joined and shown their interest in this online session. Today's session topics are counseling and conducting AMCAT test, ABC of being a professional, corporate executive in the post-pandemic time, and social media profiling. And who better knows us to understand the concept that actual experts working on the field. So it gives me immense pleasure to introduce or to welcome today's eminent speaker, Ankur Srivastava, MCAT Test Coordinator, and Ms. Saudamini Bhavsar Ma'am, Director, Meridian Learning Resources. So now I request our beloved Professor Dr. Limay Sir, Dean, Faculty of Pharmacy, to give introductory remark and also offer virtual bouquet as a token of love to both of us, both eminent speakers. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Prajakta. Always it's a pleasure to listen to your introductory speech, and we all get motivated. You do so well. At the outset, let me thank our team, people who you see here, Professor Polshettiva sir, Professor Kuchekar, and Professor Nagargoze. And there are many more, because of whom we are sitting here and we are eagerly waiting to listen to Ankur and Damini. So we had excellent inaugural session where we had Achyut Godboleji and Professor Vicente from Spain, and very good deliberations. And everyone said, yes, we need these kind of programs, not because only gaps which exist in academia and industry, but because academics has something good and industry has something good. Let us combine, let us go and have win-win approach. And I'm really happy to say our entire pharmacy team has taken at least first step, of course, with experts like both of you and many more to join the program. And I'm sure all these students are really going to enjoy. I believe education should not be boring. Education should be a fun. There should be a fun way of learning, because this is the way. And when I teach my students, I always teach in terms of stories, because story is the shortest distance between me and my listener. So my very, very good wishes to everyone. And again, sincere thanks to experts and entire team. So Prajakta madam, over to you. And again, thank you to everyone.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So now I request Professor Satish Polshettiva sir to offer virtual bouquet to both of our speakers.
Nagargoze sir, can you give me the rights? Because yes, Nagargoze sir. Madam, actually, yeah, just a minute. Madam, we are welcoming you on this board with this virtual bouquet as a token of appreciation and love from MIT School of Pharmacy. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are having with us Ankur Srivastava sir. He is an MCAT test coordinator. He is having 8 years of corporate experience. Sir has worked with client partners like Oracle, Microsoft, Red Hat, SAP, that is System Application and Product Data Processing. Currently, he is a senior consultant with SHL. That SHL is an international company that designs personality, behavioral, and ability tests. So, sir, I request you to guide our students. Ankur, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. So, good afternoon, students. I hope many of you have attended my session just 2 days back regarding the MCAT assessment, which we are planning to take. So, before we get into assessment, first thing what you need to understand is why assessment. So, probably it is like, it's a repeated session for many of you. You have those who have attended 2 days back, right? But still, I'll not take much time. I'll not bore you. Basically, the idea is to make you aware why assessment is important. Right. So as we all know, in this entire, week-long program, which is designed for you just to enhance your employability. Right. So how to enhance the employability? What is employability? That you need to understand. Right. So first thing is there are two things for a company, as probably in the coming times, in the coming months, you all are planning to get into the company. You will all look for some good opportunity. Right. So how you grab those opportunity? That is something which is very important for you. Is the academics which help you to get a job, or is the employability skill which will help you to get a job? So both the skills are very important if you're planning to get into a dream company. Now, employability skill is something which is very important for a company nowadays. No matter you are from pharma or from chemical or from biotech, employability skill altogether is a different skill, and academic is more of a skill what you are learning in your domain, right? Like you guys are from pharma, so whatever you are learning in your pharma, that comes into the academic skill. So if I combine this employability plus academic is equal to job. Now, what all things comes to the employability skill? So employability skill is a combination of aptitude and your interpersonal skill. Now, when I say an aptitude is a combination of your English, your logical, and your quantitative ability. Now, see, some of the students like from the different, domain, even from the engineering, like pharma, like you, chemical, they ask, we are from chemical, why we learn aptitude? See, aptitude is something that decides your logical skill, that decides how logically you think, the problem solving skills. Because when you get into the company, right, you have to interact with a lot of people. You are going to involve in different roles, right? Where a lot of, logic comes, like, where you have to face a lot of problems. So whether you have that skill of problem solving or not, that is something which is very important for a company. So there are two kinds of logical ability and the quantitative ability. One is a technical, other is a non-technical. So majorly the technical part is for the engineers, and non-technical part for like, it is for you people like pharma, like BBA, like MBA. These comes with the quantitative and logical, non-technical. And English is standard for everyone. So first is aptitude, which is very much important for you if you're planning to, grab a job. Second is your personality. Now, when I say personality, it's a very, big thing. It's very difficult to define personality, right? So there are a lot of things comes to the personality that, that your leadership skill, your learning ability, your ability to interact with people, your ability to handle stress. So all these things are part of your personality. Now, what we have planned to do in the assessment, we are going to take, we are going to test you on few modules. The modules are based on aptitude, which consists of English, logical, and quant. Second is going to be your communication round. Now, in communication, basically, we are going to check your, verbal ability, right? How you speak. So third part of the module is going to be a written English ability. So how good you write, right? That is something which is very important for you. So I'll just share my screen. Just a second. So AMCAT basically, AMCAT, AMCAT Sparring Minds Computer Adaptive Test. This AMCAT test is a national level employability test. Now, this is not a test which is happening at a, college level or state level. It is happening at a national level. And this test is very much referred by companies like, Cognizant. Talking about the pharma sector, Sun Pharma is one of the company. When they recruit pharma students, they use this platform to test the candidate. So whatever test you are going to give in AMCAT, whatever modules you are going to appear for, it is very much mapped with the company test. So in this AMCAT, what we are going to test you first is going to be your aptitude. So aptitude is more majorly your language part, which is English, then the cognitive part. So cognitive part consists of logical and quantitative. The third part is the personality test. Now, personality test basically a part where we are going to map your behavior. Fine. Now, another very important module for you people is the SWAR. Now, SWAR basically a test which basically check the spoken English ability of a candidate. So basically, we are going to check you on particular parameters like your fluency, your grammar, your voice modulation, your pronunciation. All things comes from the spoken English ability. Now, how you are going to appear for this test? I'm very sure you all have, you might have received a login credential from AMCAT. There are certain instructions given along with the credential. Do read the instruction. For SWAR, you are going to receive a number. You have to call on that number and you have to appear for the test. So there will be an automated questions which will come to you and you have to answer those questions. So that test is called basically your SWAR. Now, one more part of the test is your mock EI. Now, what is mock EI? As you all know, we are going through this pandemic, the corona, right? So every company is hiring candidates virtually. Now, the era of virtual hiring is in picture now, right? So the virtual hiring is going to continue even if the pandemic gets over, right? We are very sure this pandemic will get over very soon, but even after that, the companies will continue hiring through a virtual platform. Why? Because virtual platform helps company to hire an efficient resource. And how it is possible? Today, we are talking about artificial intelligence, right? You are not from the IT background, but we all are using artificial intelligence in our mobile phone. Today, every other mobile phone, the technology is based on artificial intelligence. So similarly, companies are using a platform which is developed using AI to recruit freshers. Not only freshers, even the experienced people. Now, what they are doing is they are, taking the entire interview process, their aptitude, everything online. So the term online hiring or the virtual hiring, both are same. Now, when it comes to a virtual hiring, even the personal interview is happening online. Now, when we talk about platform like Zoom, when we talk about platform like Google Meet, all these are the meeting platform, right? These platforms are not the interview platform. Now, what we have done, Aspiring Minds SHL has developed a platform called Mock AI. So Mock AI is a platform which is developed for the companies to take the interview of a candidate. So what we do in this? So basically, when you go for the personal interview, whichever company you go, right? Basically, interviewer looks three things in you: the positive emotion, the composure, and the engagement part. So what all things are there in the positive emotion? So the way you make the facial expression, that comes to the positive emotion. The composer basically map the anxiety level in you. The body movement in you, how many times you tilt over x-axis, how many times you tilt over y-axis, all these things comes with the composer part. Then comes the engagement part. So engagement basically how loudly you speak, right? Whether the way you speak, basically all these things come to the engagement part. Now, how this entire composer, engagement, and positive emotion map through machine. Now, I'm very sure you guys able to see the picture on my screen, right? This picture has certain marks on the face, right? What these marks are. So this you need to understand is, see, as a human being, what we do is we make some 66 kind of expression on our face, right? That 66 kind of expression includes your positive emotion as well as the negative emotion. So this software, you have to appear for this test. You have to sit in front of a PC or a laptop with your webcam on. Once you on the webcam, there will be a question appears to you. There will be an automated robot who will ask you the question, and you have to answer those questions. Once you start answering the question, right, the software will start capturing the image from your face. And once you're done with the test, this software will generate a complete report for you. So what kind of report you are going to get, that also I'll show you. That is very important for you to understand. Just give me a second. So once you guys complete the test, there will be an interview feedback report that you guys will receive on your email ID. That will have certain things. So there will be a total score, based on your interview, which you are going to give. Then there will be a skill-wise score, the engagement, the composer, and the confidence. So these are the modules we covered. Under these modules, what we cover is the planning and organizing. This is more of an interpersonal skill, and this is also a part of the employability skill. So what we map is your planning and organization, whether you have that learning attitude or not, whether you have the capability to manage stress or not, the persuasion, everything will be mapped in this test. And then also these quality, whether you're suitable for these kind of skills, behavior or not, the interaction with the co-workers, interaction with manager, interaction with subordinates, interaction with clients, all these things will be mapped in this particular mock AI, right? So guys, requesting you, once you give the test, tomorrow you all are going to receive a detailed report of each module on your email ID itself. Do read the report. See, whatever exercise we are doing, it is for you to enhance your employability in a better way. And what is important for you, you have to prepare yourself for machine hiring, because we are now getting into the era, or I can say we are living in an era where machine hiring is the efficient way of hiring nowadays for companies, right? Because there's no human biasness, right? There's no physical biasness, right? So they are getting a very efficient resource while using machine to hire people, right? So through this assessment, we are going to give you the complete diagnostic about your career, and that diagnostic report is very important for you to understand your capable area. Fine. So there will be a 4 to 5 modules in the test, right from the aptitude plus your personality plus your mock EI. Mock EI is where we are going to take your personal interview using machine. Then there will be a SWAR, which is your verbal spoken ability we are going to check, and then the write-text, which is a written English ability we are going to check. So the duration of the test is close to 2 hours, and requesting you to people to complete this test in a single go, right? So the entire idea to take your assessment is to prepare you for the employability, to prepare you for the current market requirement. So this assessment will give you the idea where do you stand and what kind of training you required, because the entire training is mapped, keeping these parameters in mind. So I think I'm done from my side. If you have any question, most welcome. I'll be happy to answer those questions, right? So please go ahead and ask if you have any question, guys. And I'm very sure you have received a link on your email ID. So as sir have already put it in the chat box, do appear for the test before 11 in the night, because after that the link will get deactivated, right? So thank you everyone and all the best.
Thank you, Ankur sir.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Sir. So now we are moving towards our next part. So I welcome Ms. Saudamini Bhavsar ma'am for today's session. She is the Director, Meridian Learning Resources. Ma'am spearheads the learning and strategic initiatives at Meridian Learning Solutions. She has 20 plus years of experience in teaching and designing various learning solutions for leading corporates and renowned universities in India. Due to her contemporary and learner-centric approach, Saudamini ma'am is regarded as one of the best facilitators in the capability enhancement domain. Currently, her program on managing personal growth in post-COVID era is helping corporates and leading universities immensely. She is an avid learner, a reader, a key observer, and enjoys painting during her leisure time. With this brief introduction, now I request Saudamini ma'am to start her deliberation. Before that, I request to all the attendees to keep your microphone on mute, phones on vibratory mode. There should be no disturbance should be there during the session. If you are having any question related to the topic, then you can put it in chat box. We'll have question answer session at the end of the program, which is followed by word of thanks. Thank you. Saudamini ma'am, please proceed for your deliberation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prajakta ma'am. I just had a quick question. If these students need to participate in some activity, would we have audio video rights to them, and would they be able to speak during the session
madam,
as well?
Yeah, we have given the rights to them. They can start their own
Perfect.
camera and all. Yeah.
Because we will have a lot of situations where they will talk and they will interact in these sessions. So perfect. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this wonderful initiative. And I think last 2 weeks almost, we have been working on a lot of things and putting stuff together for you. And we were very, very excited. I think we have had conversations at every possible time of the day about this particular finishing school initiative. And we have put together some great stuff for you here. I am deliberately saying stuff because, it all matters. Whether we are talking or whether we are sharing information, eventually it's matter. So one small request to all of you, please try and have your cameras on. It'll be nice to see your wonderful faces. It'll be nice to see you guys listening, probably enjoying. If possible, I don't know. We'll see as the session goes forward. So please have your cameras on. And like Prajakta ma'am said, you could mute your mics unless you have a question or a query, or we specifically address you. You are, please do not call me ma'am. You're free to call me either Saudamini or Damini and address me accordingly. Are we good with this? Yes, no, maybe. Somebody say yes. Sangeeta, why did you vanish?
Yes, ma'am.
Yukta is here. Shweta is here. Perfect. Get onto the screens. I thought we are very, very, very interested to ensure that we are on screen. How many of you are on Instagram? Lot of us. Yes. Sangeeta goes, yes. People, others, come on now. Don't make me take your names. Lovely. Great. Finally, the men are here. So, and by the way, it's a myth. They say women love to get photographed, but that's not the case. For being photographed is not gender biased. So let's not go there. So I have some questions for you before we start off on this particular note. So why are you guys here? Apart from the fact that yes, you enrolled for it and you are a part of it, but why is each one of you here? What makes you come here? What is your motive in that? Go ahead. You can share with me.
Sir, yeah, please.
Yes, please.
So anyone can unmute yourself.
Yes, you can just unmute people.
Yes.
They are putting in the chat, I think. Yeah,
They're putting in the chat box. Yes.
Yeah. Please.
We love chatting. It's a great initiative to learn new things. Sangeeta, what new things? You have to tell me. People, you can't be so quiet.
Hello.
Are you able to hear me?
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Pushkar, is that you trying to speak?
Yes, ma'am.
Lovely. Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am. So this is why I think that I enrolled for this program is basically because there are many lectures and sessions going on for us for the domain knowledge, like specifically they are like research based knowledge or like other modules which are related to our fields and streams, but there are very less talks created about this such things to like improve our skill sets to show up ourselves in front of the interviewees, to like how to build up the confidence, how to speak in front of them, how to make ourselves so confident that we should be getting selected in the first interview round, like these such
Absolutely.
things. So I just want to know about those things and I'm here for that.
You're here for that. Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, Pushkar.
Thank you,
Pushkar, let me be honest, and with others also. Guys, I have come to your School of Pharmacy earlier, and honestly, let me be very frank here. I'm actually scared of you guys. Because when it comes to your domain, you guys are amazing. And when I see you guys talk about your domain and the kind of knowledge that you have in your domain, the way you learn things, it's wonderful. But what is important at the same time is trying to ensure that we are at balance with the practical skills as well. So someone else, what is your reason for being here? This is Pushkar's reason.
Hello, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, Mayur. Yes, you are very much. Tell me.
Actually, ma'am, I have given 2 interviews.
Okay.
I was rejected. So I want to know where I lack in my interview skills.
You want to know where you lack.
To boost my confidence.
So Mayur, can you see the screen as well?
While speaking and to increase this abilities. I know to acquire the knowledge.
Wonderful.
What, ma'am? Pardon?
I said, can you see the screen that I have shared?
Yes, I have. Yes,
Mayur, am I audible to you?
it's visible.
It's visible. So, is that you? that looks like you?
Yes, you are audible. Yes.
Absolutely. You want to succeed.
I
I
want
think
to be this image, ma'am.
I have to be this person. Absolutely. Absolutely. Which is why I root for you guys over there. So please, feel free whenever you have these thoughts, please share them. I have tried to express some of my ideas through some of the drawings like this. Pushkar, you very rightly said you want to get selected in the first interview. Interestingly, apart from Prajakta ma'am, I'm the only woman talking, and it's the other men who spoke, so but that's okay. So guys, what we are going to look at today. So well, this is us trying to work on a lot of things, not just your domain skills, but also life skills, your employability skills, your soft skills, and a nice, cheerful you who is enjoying the learning. Now, for our sessions, we have about 6 days of interactions, and these sessions are going to be very interactive. I would need you guys to participate. The more you speak in these sessions, the more you participate, the more you get involved, the more learning we can extract out of this particular program. And there are, lot of opportunities for you to ensure that you face those tough situations. Like Mayur, you very rightly said, you went through interviews, you got rejected, and it's a very natural feeling that we feel, where did I go wrong, what did I do? Here is your place. You can make all the mistakes, you can go wrong as much as you want, and you can learn here. So first disclaimer, folks, for everybody, for each one of you, this is your learning platform. When we talk about some feedback, when sometimes we talk about some criticism, maybe when we talk about somebody's areas of improvements, it is not to put a person down. It is to ensure that all of you have a collective learning. So pardon me for using Hindi. यहाँ सारे एक ही नैया में सवार है, कोई डूब नहीं रहा और कोई तैर नहीं रहा, अभी सब नैया में है. So you're all sailing in the same boat. You're not, nobody is acing it, or nobody is going down in the drowning. So let's please use this opportunity. It's a request to you. 2 things that I need from you. 1, your participation, and 2, no thoughts about, it's something about me as an individual. No, it's about the entire group. It's about the entire team. For me, when I look at all 50 of you, I look at all 50 of you succeeding. For me, I don't have a favorite. I don't even know your names yet. And over the course of 6 days, yes, as in the entire program, we will get to know each other. But I request you to keep participating, keep talking. We will deal. Do you have the schedule with you? Do you know what's happening in the next 12 days?
Yes, yes, we have it.
Yes, you're aware. So some topics, that's an indicative schedule, specifically our soft skills sessions. So some topics may get overflown to the next day, or, overdrawn to the next day, or we may cover something the previous day. What is important here is that you ensure that you don't miss these sessions, because these are all linked and these are all correlated. Even if you miss, like, say, half a session someday, it's going to be a huge thing to catch up on. All right? Yes, no, maybe everybody's quiet. Guys, are you sleepy? You had your lunch?
Okay, ma'am.
You had lunch?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, you had lunch. Lovely. And you had rice in lunch?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's definitely going to put you to sleep. Nitin, come on, what is this? All right, don't do that. So from tomorrow, please don't have rice during lunch. Be careful.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
No, I'm kidding.
We'll
As long
care.
as you are
We'll
here, I'm all right. Okay, so what are we going to cover? We are going to cover your journey. Who's this? Who's this individual? That's you. That's each one of you who has this opportunity to transform yourself into a professional. This entire journey that we will have in these next 12 days will be about being an effective professional. So this is one area that we are going to look at today. Oh, this is my favorite. How many of you are on Twitter? You just, I think I should have asked you as a poll. Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Yes, Pushkar. Are you
Yes.
on Twitter?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there.
What about Instagram?
Yes, I'm also there.
You're also on Instagram. I don't know about any other. What is the other? There is no other pictures, no. Twitter, Instagram. Then you have your LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn.
Facebook is too old.
LinkedIn, Snapchat, Facebook is too old.
Yeah, Facebook is not for us. Facebook is for probably like us, people like us. So, all right. So we are going to talk a little bit about your social media profile. It's very important that you focus on these two things, and you will have an assignment. Is there anyone here who does not have their profile on LinkedIn? If you do not have your profile on LinkedIn, just unmute and let me know that yes, I do not have. My name is so and so, and I do not have. Folks,
Yes, ma'am.
come on.
I have yet to create.
I'm sorry.
I have not created my account on LinkedIn. I have yet to create.
You are yet to create, Shweta. All right. Who else? All others have it? How many of us are here today? We are 47 of us, all in all.
Yes.
All right. 45, I guess, you guys. So, Shweta, apart from you, is there anyone who does not have a LinkedIn profile? Okay, perfect. I mean, yes, so probably you are the only one who will have to go into more work in your assignment today. All right. So let's start off. What is your idea of a professional? What do you think is a professional? Who is a professional? Are you guys professionals? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, you are. Okay. What about the others? Others are not sure. मैम एक तो नींद आ रही है ऊपर से आप सवाल पूछ रहे हो. People, are you professionals?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So what defines a professional? You are saying you're a professional and I completely agree. But what defines a professional? Why are you calling yourself a professional? Give me a reason.
May I, ma'am?
Yeah, go ahead. Don't even ask. Just unmute and start off.
Ma'am, there are some techniques or there are some skill sets that we have in our domain knowledge. And certainly the people who are not aware of that do not have that certain knowledge. Likewise, in our projects, we have to work on a lot of evaluation programs or like a lot of software things. So everyone cannot do that. Like if given a specific training, they can, but we can handle it better. So we can call out ourselves as professional, but not with those excellent skill sets, but we surely have those skills to adapt the professional word in our name.
Okay.
So I think so that.
Okay. That's what you think. All right. So I have only two things for you. Again, I love just two things. ऐसा हुआ तो दो बातें हो सकती है. Two things happen. For being a professional, there is one thing that you need. It is this. What is this? What is this? Can you see me, all of you? For being a professional, you need this. Please define this. Have you played dumb charades, guys? Come on.
A proper mindset.
A proper mindset. Brain. Who said brain? Sayukta, no?
Yes, ma'am.
We need a brain. Conscious mind, subconscious mind, proper mindset, Mayur says. And we need this. What is this? Dumb charades. Come on, get your dumb charades game on.
Good heart.
Good heart. Absolutely. You need a good heart as well to be a professional. A professional does not always mean somebody who is dressed like a professional. A professional means somebody who has the attitude, somebody who has the behavior, somebody who has the competencies, like Puchka, you very rightly said. And most important, specifically in your profession, but it applies to everyone, even the house help who comes to your house to wash the dishes. Ethics. And in our industry, they are of utmost importance. let's look at a few of these areas. Let's see. That's why I have specifically mentioned what we will be covering. ABCs of being professional. So we are looking at attitude, behavior, and competencies. Primarily ethics. I think probably you guys could talk more about ethics than me talking to you about ethics, but we will discuss about it. So one more question before we start off. Normally, as a part of your sessions, how do you guys take notes? Do you take screenshots? Do you write down? Do you take e-notes? What is it like?
Ma'am, I prefer screenshots.
You prefer screenshots. Do you ever look at them again?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
Whenever it's required, ma'am.
Whenever it's required. All right. Need basis. Okay. What about the others? Then आप लोग बड़ा चुप बैठते हैं. Probably because it's day one.
It depends on the material, ma'am.
What do you mean? How you take notes depends on the material. For a web session, what do you do?
In the screen, it's showing the images. So we can't take it a screenshot of that. We can take some points and we can note it.
Absolutely. With me, it's very unlikely that you will see a lot of data on the screen. Yes, you will see, because on Wednesday we have a lot of stuff to cover, a lot of conceptual learning. But yes, I would recommend, guys, that you take some notes. If you're logged in through a mobile device, it can get difficult. But if you're on a laptop or a computer, you can probably type some notes on your mobile or on the laptop itself. Please ensure that you take notes of these sessions. There will be a lot of recaps and questions and queries. And this is not your theory. I'm not going to ask you to write those things, but that will be an application which will come as a part of your GDs, your PIs, your interactions with us, with our entire team. So please go ahead and do that. So we are looking at few basic things like we discussed. We are looking at the attitude, the behavior, the competencies. Now, based on what specifically works in the industry, what the corporates, the working industry and the functional industry is looking at is what we have covered over here. So typically, how do we respond to a situation is what our attitude is. And let me tell you, I think the new normal term is also very old now. It's not new normal anymore. It's been more than a year that we are in this pandemic. And we have gone through a lot of things. And how we have looked at how we handle things, the mindset bit is what our attitude is all about. So now there are just a few things that you need. You don't need too many things to work on your attitude. The first thing that you need is consistency. Always remember that the first thing, and I put it with a thumbs up always, because if there is consistency, you're doing good. Even if you're doing the same thing what you did yesterday, it is consistency. You don't need to improve. All right. So please remember, consistency is the key when it comes to your attitude. Do you know this gentleman? By any chance, has anyone seen his talks or something like that? Yes, no. All right, I'll give you some more details about him. Google him right away. Go ahead. His name is Nick, and please Google him. He does not have both his hands and he does not have his limbs. Please Google him right away. He is a motivational speaker. He has given TED Talks. He is an evangelist. He never came. So one of today's assignment is you need to find out about this gentleman, and you need to find out how he overcame that thought. He never thought that, well, I don't have my limbs. I don't have this. I don't have that. Today he is so successful. And the only reason is his positive attitude. And attitude is a combination of this and this both. It's very easy for us to say that, well, this is depressing, that is depressing. But hey, there are so many good things we can be thankful for. Can you imagine that? What life must be for him. Who's this gentleman? Who are these two guys? Do you guys watch cricket? People, do you guys watch cricket or not? Am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, who is the lady who said that, who watches cricket?
Ma'am, it's Ekta.
Ekta, lovely. Welcome to the club. Not bad. Good to hear that. So who are these two gentlemen?
Virat Kohli and Rishabh Pant.
How would you define their attitude?
I don't know.
Not sure?
Not sure.
Not sure. Boys, what about you? The gentlemen, come on. I mean, I'm sure you know both these players very well. Virat Kohli, is he aggressive?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
he's extremely aggressive. Yes. Do you know how many times he was criticized because every time Anushka Sharma used to come to his matches, India used to lose and he wouldn't perform? Have you heard of those stories in social media and in newspapers?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. The whole
Almost
world knows about it.
every time.
The whole world knows about it. So yes, I mean, it must have been very difficult for him because she was eventually his wife and now the mom of his child. And I mean, look at the criticism you're getting. What about Rishabh Pant? Rishabh Pant is another guy who was known for the fact that he has wonderful talent, but not a great attitude. He's very casual about his things. Both these people had one common goal, which makes a professional, the passion to perform. Virat Kohli, despite everything, scores centuries, 1 century in 5 matches. That's the rate at which he has scored centuries. And he has been performing. Same is with Rishabh Pant. I think in the recent times when we saw various matches happen finally in our life, and Rishabh Pant was one of the best performers there. He also captains a team now in the IPL. So it's a consistent effort. Like I said, it will not happen in one day. Honestly, I had a very sleepless night yesterday because I knew this entire finishing school is getting launched today and it's a very big thing. And out of that excitement, I just couldn't sleep. Why? Because I'm passionate about what I do. I'm very, very fond of what I do. So I am happy to be here with all of you. Do you know her?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's that?
She is Nirja Banot.
Is Nirja Bhanot? Yes.
And the second is I don't know.
No, she's also Nirja in her uniform.
Okay, it like
Is
seriously?
Nirja in her uniform?
Okay, it's like.
Do you know about her story? Have you watched the movie?
Yes, ma'am.
We all have watched that movie. You know how old
Yes,
she
ma'am.
was? She was 23 when she died. And imagine the amount of ownership she took at that point in time. She saved everybody at the cost of her own life. And trust me, guys, I think all of you, specifically in this profession, in pharmacy, everybody trusts you. A lot of times I don't go to the doctor because if I have a common cold or if I have a basic flu or fever, I will not rush to the doctor. In India, do we really rush to the doctors? No, we probably go to somebody who's from a pharmacy background or the local pharmacist and we say, hey, you know what? I have a headache. Can you suggest something to me? That's the trust people have in us. And which is why taking ownership of the tasks that we do, taking ownerships and end-to-end accountability of anything that is assigned to us is extremely, extremely important. Yeah, she died a hero. And like I said, she was just 23. let's come to our behavior. How do we display this attitude and this behavior? How do we go there? Before we move on to behavior, I want you to understand something about behavior. Let me show you something. I hope it's going to be audible for you. We should not have any challenges. Yes, a second. All right. Wait for you. Is the screen visible, all of you?
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it is. Lovely.
Ma'am.
Yes. Is this audible or you want it louder?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you audible?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Not
audible. No,
All
ma'am.
right. Let me increase.
No, ma'am.
Just check now.
Hey,
Is it audible now?
Not audible.
Still not audible now.
Still not audible. All right. Let me just check.
madam, make it optimize the video. In I think extreme left, there's an option. Optimize video.
Left. Optimize video here.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just check.
No. In Zoom, I'm talking about Zoom link only.
In Zoom. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not on that.
Just look at it. Just trying to check optimize video for video.
Is there?
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now let me check.
And we've written the story in our book, actually. It's a true story.
Is it audible?
Yes, perfect.
Perfect. I hope it's not too loud. Now I want you to pay attention to this entire clip and then we will talk about it. Let's see what happens. You know who this gentleman is?
Harsha Bhogle.
Harsha Bhogle. Yes, Harsha Bhogle is very famous.
Not
I think
cricketer comment.
Yes, Harsha Bhogle is
Yes.
more famous than the cricketers.
Yeah, fluent English speaking.
Fluent English speaking. Lovely. Wonderful. You already have some wonderful takeaways even before I started the video. Great. Here you go.
A few years after that, the Hyderabad team came to Mumbai. And we've written the story in our book, actually. It's a true story. The Hyderabad team came to Mumbai. I played universities cricket in 81, 82. So a lot of my friends were Ranji Trophy players or whatever. So I went to meet my old friends. And we are sitting and chatting. And the topic turned to the game the next day. So I'm going to tell the rest of the story in our language. I hope you'll follow because the Hindi.
So this is a story that happened somewhere in early 90s. And he used to play in his 80s, but later on, because he had his friends playing that time, some of them, he went to meet them.
The film industry has murdered Hyderabadi Hindi mercilessly. With absolute brutality, it has murdered Hyderabadi Hindi. So I'll go back to the Hindi that we spoke to tell you the story. It actually happened. And just ask yourself if in a management situation you've done the same. So we've gone down like this, and I said to this guy who's playing the next day, I said, "Mera kal jeet sakte apan loga?" And he looked at me like this and said, "Bekar ke baatein kar rahe hain kya?" I said, "Kahi ko?" He said, "Kon hai dekhe wahan pe?" He said, "Pehle openers ko out karo. Unko out kare to Manjrekar aata. Usko out kare to Tendulkar aata. Usko out kare to Vengsarkar aata. Usko out kare to Kambli aata. Usko out kare to Pandit aata. कि तुमको करते भी आउट. What are you thinking about? You're thinking, how can I lose? You know how much Mumbai made? They declared at 700 and something for 3. Sanjay made 377. I told him this story after we travel a lot together. He said, very interesting. He said, you know what happened when I was batting? He said, when I got to about 300 or something, he said, I played a cover drive of Arshad Ayub, who was a really tough, good cricketer, always fighting kind of cricketer, who made the most of what God gave him. And he played a cover drive and the fielder didn't bother chasing the ball. And he got really angry. He said, "Bhavo, yahan kya kar rahe hain?" And that guy said, 700 run mein 4 run, kya farak padta bade bhai? If the opposition has made 750, you are not going to win. But if you go in thinking I'm not going to win, you'll be $100 out. You've got to say, no, how can I win? And that is one thing all champions do. They always look at a situation from the point of view of how you can win. South Africa were in the field when Australia made 434 in a one-day international 9 years ago. 9 years ago, when people made 260, 270, occasionally 300, they made 434. Can you imagine sitting in the dressing room in your home ground, people have hit 434 against you, and you're thinking, chal chhod na yaar, ye light band kar dete hain, telecast koi dekhega nahi aaj. No, but one person said in that South African team, he said, I've played on this ground a lot, but today this ground is different, man. The ball is traveling, the outfield is really fast. It's the flattest deck I've ever seen in Johannesburg. He said, when I looked at this deck in the morning, I thought it's a 450 pitch. He said, you know what? These guys are actually 15 short. Now, this could be seen as bravado. This could be seen as a joke. But what did it do? It melted all the negativity that was around. And here is a champion in the side, the finest all-rounder South Africa have ever produced, sitting and saying, listen, I think it's 450. So everyone is going around saying, they made 434, we can too. You don't win a match because of that. But it puts you in the right frame of mind to go and win the match.
So a question to all of you. Am I audible?
Yes, madam.
Are we in the right frame of mind? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Are we in the right frame of mind? Maybe, maybe not. We are too sleepy today. Post lunch, we are very sleepy. Sanhita, Ekta, Aditi. Aditi, can I see you? Asmita.
Hello,
Lovely.
ma'am.
Sanhita is here. Hi, Asmita.
Hello, ma'am. Actually, I am in the organizing team. So,
Okay.
yes.
I mean, you can be visible. That's fine.
Yes, Asmita.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Hi. Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right, people, please get onto your screens. Why are we so shy about the screens? Yeah. What's the harm? That's okay. Trust me, I have trained so many learners and students from so many colleges, and I probably know the worst that we can be dressed in. So it's okay if you're so conscious of that. Thank you. So my question to all of you, are we in the right frame of mind? Would you want to continue to be in the right frame of mind? Yes. If we are in that right
Yes,
frame
ma'am.
of mind, only then will it translate to your behavior. And that's why I said, before you move on to your behavior, it's very, very important for you to understand what is that right frame of mind. It can be very mind-boggling. It's absolutely fine. Imagine 700 runs in just one innings. Imagine 435 runs in that one inning in a one-day match. The kind of pressure it puts on you. And let me tell you, I don't know if you heard in the inaugural session as well, you guys as professionals go through immense pressure. Here onwards, you will go through a lot more pressure than what you have gone through so far. Throughout your career, you will face a lot of stress. You will face a lot of situations where you will have to perform under pressure. All that will matter, all that will make a difference to the way you handle, to the way you behave is your thought about it. Whether you are ready for that or not. All right, now coming back to our behavior. Is this visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Perfect. So your behavior is not just about you as an individual. Your behavior is about you as an entire fraternity, as an entire team. And at corporate level, at the industry level, what we are looking at is your behavior in terms of a professional, being an individual first, but foremost a professional. So what is it that we look at? What's this dude doing? What does it say? What does it look like to you?
Sir, ma'am, he is trying to motivate himself.
Yeah, he's trying to lift himself. There is an arrow and he's lifting that arrow up.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So one of the keys is being able to motivate yourself. A lot of times there will not be someone else to come and motivate you. And you cannot motivate yourself just from the outside. It comes from within. That's why this particular character is holding that arrow himself. It's just him, it's his body. He's not holding it as well. It's just himself that he's lifting up. A very, very important element of your behavior as a professional. Please ensure that you make notes of this. And these are small things that get evaluated every time we meet you in virtual meetings and virtual interviews. Then you start working in a team. Trust me, getting passed through an interview is a very easy stage. I know you may disagree with me today, but eventually when you will succeed in your interviews and you will get placed, you will come back to this. Once you start working, it's even more challenging. So these behaviors prepare you for your entire journey from here to being a professional till the time you are working. I think we were just talking about this, right? Sometime back, the ability to perform under pressure. That's another very, very critical behavior that you have to work on. That is something that over the course of our workshop, we will also discuss about it. And wherever that you guys face challenges, wherever you feel that, you find it difficult to work under that pressure, or you find it difficult to perform under pressure, let's talk about it. Let's work on it, because this is the platform where you can make mistakes and learn from them and not get penalized for them. Because if you end up making mistakes at the final stage or while you're working, there will be consequences. Here, though, there is only one consequence, and that is learning. There's no other consequence here if you make mistakes. Are you all with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you. What's this now? Who's this? What is this person doing? What does it look like to you?
Ma'am, it looks like he has won the situation and he's at its best.
He's at his best. Okay, he's won the situation. What about the others?
Celebrating himself.
Celebrating himself? Yes, celebrating himself as well.
He's
Wonderful.
improving from good to best, ma'am, also.
Best, yes. Who said that? Priyanka, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. That
and
is
just celebrating. Yeah.
Yes. It's the passion to perform, not just to perform, but to excel.
Yeah.
That's when you celebrate, because if you have that passion, you enjoy doing that. I'm telling you, literally, I'm telling you, I haven't slept. I slept for about like 1.5 hours last night. That's the max that I could sleep, because I was so freakishly excited. I'm sure you have also got these situations where you were working on something, or you were in your internship and you were so excited about something and you just couldn't sleep. Probably that
Exactly,
entire
ma'am.
day, previous day, you were just talking about it, probably boring everyone around you, but you're just, so into it. You're very, very excited. So that passion for excellence is a very, very important trait that your recruiters are going to look for in you. Everybody is going to look for in you. Tomorrow you are heading some division in the organization, people are still going to look for that. Not just passion to perform, but the passion towards excellence. And what is excellence? You see, this is you. You were good, then you became better, and then you became best. Being a better version of yourself every time. It's not a comparison. Trust me, it's not a comparison. Now I'm going to tell you two names. Please tell me if you know them. Sushmita Sen.
Yes.
You know her?
Yes.
Yes, we know.
Yes.
Aishwarya Rai Bachchan.
Yes.
Who's more famous?
Aishwarya Rai.
Firstly, Susmita Sen is famous one, and later on Aishwarya Rai.
Okay, see, opinions start changing. First, Sushmita Sen is famous and then Aishwarya Rai. What makes you say so, Priyanka? Both were in the same Miss India, right? In the same year. Both came, one came number one and number two because of whatever questions that they answered. But later on, both of them went, one went to Miss Universe, one went to Miss World, and they won both the competitions. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Both came to Bollywood. I mean, this is not just for Priyanka, for all of you. Both have led very different lives. Both of them are extremely successful in their own way. They never competed, they never compared. Aishwarya kept doing her work the way she wanted to do with her passion. Sushmita did things that a lot of people do not even imagine today as well, when she adopted daughters as a single mother. So it's not about comparing. Please remember that. You don't want to Sehwag. No. You don't want that. You don't want you to become someone else. Would you like to be compared to someone else? Oh, you're exactly like this one. Oh, you're exactly like that one. No. So it's your passion to be the best version of you, your passion for excellence. That is something that I'm looking at. Uh-huh. What is this? I think this is the most important element in your field.
I think is the target of our life. Aim.
Target.
Exactly. Aim.
Okay. Aim.
The goal in our
goal. The goal.
Achieving the target. Yeah.
Yeah, you're chasing the target. Results. More than a target, it's not just your target, it's your goal. It's a result-oriented approach, a solution-oriented approach. Please don't come and tell me how you cannot do this. Please tell me how you can make this happen. So I'll tell you one interesting story here. My son was about 3 years old, and he wanted to draw something. I don't know if you heard in the introduction, I like to paint. So he used to always see me paint, and obviously kids try to imitate, right? We all imitate our mothers, our fathers. Don't you imitate your parents? Did you not? You must have, right? I sometimes even imitate my mom today. I mean, we are always very obsessed with our moms and dads. So he tried to imitate me and he wanted to draw something. And he was quite frustrated because when you're age 3, your grip is not that good. They've just started writing, scribbling a few things. And he suddenly realized that he's writing with a pencil and I am painting in the room with him. So then he wanted to paint. Now imagine a 3-year-old wanting to paint. That is, I was scared. I was literally scared because he's going to spill the paint all over and I don't know what a mess is going to happen in the room. You know what he did? His entire objective was, I just told him one thing. I said, look, you should not spoil the picture. That's what I told him. I said, you paint, I have no problems, but you will not spoil the picture or the area around it. All the time, he was very, very careful about it as a child. And he ensured that he did not spill anything. Of course, he was playing with the strokes and the painting was, I don't know what the painting was. I don't even remember. When I showed it to him when he grew up, he's like, oh my God, this is not even a painting. Today he paints. Today he's very grown up. Today he's 15. So he was like, what did I do that time? No, but his thought as a child, we are always concerned about results, what we see in front of our eyes. As we grow up, we start forgetting it. We look at what is it out of this. So that result-oriented approach, I want to make it happen. His objective was, I want to paint, come what may. I want to paint. Please let that child be alive in you. Don't miss out on that child, is what my recommendation to you will be. Does it mean be childish? No, it does not mean you have to be childish. But let that spark stay with you. Being a professional does not mean you have to behave in a certain way. It means that you have the right behavior with you. Please have that result-oriented approach. And it's extremely important in your field. It will take you places. Aha. What is this? What do you think this is? Any hint? Any ideas? What do these two buffoons look like?
Ma'am, teamwork?
Teamwork? Teamwork is obvious. Why would I mention it here? Teamwork. I mean, it is too mainstream. It is too old now. Teamwork. Is it a team? It's just two people. Anyone? Any ideas? What does this look like? It's a blank screen. It's a blank screen, and the blank screen is glowing.
Pointing on something?
Yes, pointing on something. It's glowing. It is something different. It is something new.
Yes.
Open to new learnings, how flexible you are, how open to different things you are, how open you are to different approaches in your field. That is your behavior. How many of you have gone through a finishing school kind of a program like this before? Or any other workshop like this before? Have you been a part of?
No.
And yet here you are, learning something completely different, something completely new. That is exactly what I'm looking at. I, as in not me, the recruiter or the person who is going to hire you, they are looking at this. At work, this is very, very important. How open you are to new things, how open you are to new learnings, how adaptable you are, how flexible you are. These are very, very basic behaviors that I am talking about. Please make a note of this. In the course of the next 12 days, we will come back to these behaviors. We will come back to how you can work on your behavior, how you can work on your behavior during your interviews, during your virtual hiring sessions as well. So a few areas, that is what we were talking about. There you go. You can take a quick screenshot of this. Your ability to work in teams, that already happened, ability to collaborate, motivation and hard work, ability to perform under pressure, your passion for excellence, we spoke about it, and do not go into the comparison mode. Try to find out a better version. I think you guys understand this better, how a vaccine is developed, how the work has been done in our country about the vaccines, how they take time to, come up with a better version depending on how the variant changes. I think you guys can teach me a thing or two about it, so you know it better. Being the better version, looking at, excelling in a certain area. A very focused and a result-oriented approach and adaptable to new learning. These are the basic behaviors. I think if you have these in you, you have won the game. And to all those of you who have failed in your interviews, who have not got selected, how many of you have appeared in interviews but did not get selected? Pushkar, right? Was very kind to share. Pushkar, was that you or was that Mayur?
It was
Ma'am, it
Mayur.
was me. It was me, ma'am.
It was Mayur. Who else? I mean, that's very nice of you to share, Mayur. Who else here has been through interviews and failed? I am one of them.
I am one of them, Harshal.
Harshal, thank you, Harshal. Who else? Come on, guys. There is no harm in saying that you have failed. Have you given any interviews now or after your grads where you did not succeed? Okay, to all those of you who have failed, let me give you one thing. You're on the right track. You are on the right track because you have handled failure. And after handling failure, you're better equipped to handle success. Yes, absolutely. And take it from the horse's mouth, because I have failed and I know what failure means. So yes, please, at any point in time, Be happy that you got the opportunity to fail. Not everybody gets it. Not everybody learns like that. All right, which is the third element now? We spoke about the attitudes, we spoke about the behavior. What does the C stand for?
Competency.
Competency. Favorite, no? Our competency and skill and expertise and knowledge and information. We all love those words. Oh, attitude, behavior, theek hai, but the competency, the skill set, let's talk about specifics. All right. Before we jump into that, there are a few things that I want you to pay attention to. I will share these as a part of your notes as well. But there are a few tips that you should remember before you move on to your competencies. Please remember that your skills will take you to a certain level, but it's your attitude and behavior that will help you stand out from other people. So, like I said, please be constructive. Do not dump into the mode, "Arey yaar, ab main kya karu? My God, this problem." No, find out a solution. What can we do to work on this? Do not criticize anyone. Oh, we love criticizing. It's in our gene pool. We enjoy criticizing human beings. Trust me, human beings enjoy criticizing. There is no gender, there is no country, there is no race bias. We human beings love criticizing. We think we are the best. But please don't criticize anybody at work. Ooh la la. Stay away from gossip. Oh my God, how will we ever survive? Gossip is oxygen for us, not at work. Gossip is not a good idea. Gossip never did anyone good. So please do not indulge into gossip. It's not a good idea when you're at work to complain. This is happening, that is happening. Again, it comes back to that being constructive, being solution-minded approach. It's fine. Even if something goes wrong, it's fine. Let's work it out. What's there to complain? Let's work it out. There are so many challenges. I mean, you should go talk to the people who made this workshop, who made this program, who made this initiative happen, and ask them how many challenges they faced. I'm sure not one of them complained, because I know a lot of your team there, specifically your teaching staff, non-teaching staff, the faculty there, and I have rarely even seen that expression of complaint on their face. So don't complain. Be pleasant. I know you have a fight in the morning with your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your mom or your dad. It's okay. Everybody has. I fight with my husband too. Sometimes with my children, it's a madness. So I have to scream at them. But please don't be unpleasant when you're at work. Oh, free fund advice is not required. Nobody wants our advice unless asked for. So please stay away from giving unnecessary advices, giving unnecessary suggestions, unless people come up to you and they ask you for it. Clean up after yourself. Currently, we are at home. We are not in a situation where we are going to office. But once we go to office, pick up your own things. Don't leave things on the desk. Don't keep things lingering around or just lying there. Not a good idea. Please ensure that you respect everyone. It does not matter whether they're senior in age or junior in age or designation, the housekeeping staff, the security, anybody who helps you out there, anybody who is a part of your life. Please respect people's space and privacy. That is very, very important. This is my favorite one. Log in on time for your virtual meetings and calls. In the current situation, this is what life is. So please ensure that you log in. You do not get late in the calls, or you do not stay unmuted or background noises into the virtual meeting, or you keep logging in and logging out and popping in and popping out. Don't do that. Possible, doable. Guys, do you want to take a quick note of this? Do you want me to go to the previous slide as well to take a screenshot, or have you already taken a screenshot? Yes, no, maybe, or you slept off. People, where are you?
No, ma'am.
No, no to what? You slept off? No, or you took a screenshot? No.
I have taken the
Yes,
screenshot
ma'am.
of previous slide.
You've taken screenshots? Okay. See, in the course of the conversation, if anyway you feel that, you want me to go back to the previous slide or you want me to repeat some point, please stop me and let me know. Okay? Lovely. Now coming to your favorite part. The ability to do something efficiently, as simple as that. I am looking at so many of them. Please make a note of this. These are your competencies that get evaluated in your AMCAT as well. These get evaluated in your interviews as well. These are your existing competencies which you need to fine tune to sustain your entire working life. And trust me, if you think, all right, tomorrow I'm going to get married, I don't need these competencies. In your house, you need these competencies more than what you need at work. I, for one, used to think like that. When I was about 18, 19, all that I wanted to do was get married, which I eventually did. But, these are competencies that you always need. How well you engage with people. How do you communicate, whether through writing, whether through your chats, whether it's through your emails? Because today, written communication is a lot about chat, and we will learn about communication in the next session. But please remember that it's not just emails nowadays. We have a lot of virtual chats that happen because of the new normal. How many of you get angry? Priyanka is like, oh my God. Why did you get angry?
Yeah, ma'am.
Quickly or after some time?
Quickly, but I manage myself after thinking something else, distracting myself from the anger.
From the anger. And what makes you angry? Somebody driving horribly on the road.
No, ma'am. Failure.
Then failure gets you angry. Ari, you should be happy. Trust me. From today, take my mantra. You should be happy.
Sure, ma'am.
Yes, because if you don't fail, you don't learn. Does it mean that we have to continue to fail? No, but it helps us learn. Who else gets angry? I get angry, but I get mostly angry on my children.
Yes, ma'am. I'm also sometimes getting angry. At that time, I make some mistakes in my work most frequently.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When we are angry, we cannot think straight. Anger is a situation where our mouth works faster than our brain. So we keep talking unnecessary things. So that composure is very, very important. Remember, people, I have included composure in competency, not your behavior. Can you see that here? It's not your behavior. It's a competency that you must have. We will talk more about your confidence as well. Now, these are your 8 competencies that we are talking of. In the course of this workshop, we are going to extensively work on the behaviors and the competencies. I can only make an attempt to influence the attitude. It's really impossible for me to completely change the attitude. Attitude has to come from within. Will you guys be able to contribute that? I can help you work on behavior and competencies. Can you do the work on the attitude? Is it possible? Can we work as a team?
I will try my best, ma'am.
Yes.
After this session.
All right. Thank you. You should. Managing priorities. That is something that we will learn as a part of this exercise. On an ongoing basis, how do you plan and how do you organize yourself? And we will have a lot of activities where I will involve all these elements for you. Stress management, how do you handle situations where that put you into stress? How flexible you are? Are you open to new things? Are you open to working in different environments? How persuasive you are? How well can you convince somebody? How well can you persuade somebody? These are your basic competencies. I am not going to go into too many details because the entire 6 days that you are into your soft skills, you will work on these competencies. Even through your domain areas, you will find examples of these competencies. So yes, competencies is an entire pattern. like a starter platter. These are your competencies. What are your ethics? Guys, I want you to tell me, what are your ethical norms? Are there any ethical guidelines that you guys have? Am I audible to you all? Can you hear me, what I just asked? People? Am I audible? Okay, lovely. Audible. So what are your ethics? What are your ethical guidelines? I think you guys know ethics better than me. I want you to tell me, what are your ethical guidelines in pharmacy? Nothing like ethical guidelines or no ethics. Have you learned something about ethics? What are ethics? Ethics are the guidelines that you have for yourself when nobody is watching you. How you behave when nobody is watching you. So I'm sure you have some ethic practices, principles, or guidelines. Do you or do you not have during your entire, you guys are in second year, right?
Yes, ma'am, we have.
Yeah, so what is it, Ekta? Come on.
Ma'am, there are 7 principles.
Hmm.
Non-maleficence, beneficiary, health maximization, efficiency, respect of autonomy, justice, proportionality.
Right. And where did you learn this?
There are ethical guidelines which is given by the FDA. We have to follow this in our
Absolutely.
practice.
These are your universal guidelines. In simple words, what is right, what is wrong, what is moral, what best we can do, or whether we can, you have to look at the benefit to the other people, to the humanity at large. These are your basic ethics. And in corporate as well, it is extremely important that people look at these ethics. Okay, I have a question to all of you. Are you all going to work after this? Or you want to study further? What is it that you would like to do?
Want to work.
You want to work?
Yes.
Most of you want to work, ma'am. You want to work.
Yes, ma'am.
Performing the work in a given proper manner and not manipulating them. Yes, yes, absolutely, Sangeeta. So you will work. Where do you want to work? Some profiles, some companies. Do you have something in your mind? People, do you have some role in your mind where you want to work? Do you have some brand name in your mind or some area that you have? People are chatting with me. Oh, we love chats. R&D or regulatory affairs. Lovely. Yes, Nitin.
Academic.
Nitin, academics मध्ये काय करायचं तुला?
Teacher.
Teaching करायचं?
Yeah.
का रे बाबा?
Already I qualified SET, ma'am.
You qualified for SET, but why do you want to do that? Just because you qualified, or you like to do that?
I like teaching.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I worked as assistant professor in Resection Sansthan. Currently also working as a contributing teacher in George University. So I like teaching.
No, why do you like it, Baba? You're giving me fantastic experiences. I am in awe of that. But why do you like teaching? You see the kind of headache you have to go through? You can already see one live example. Huh? Why do you like it?
I like teaching. Yeah.
Arey Baba, why? You have to have some reason. Why do you like it? Someone else. Think about it. If you have the reason, please tell me. Tell me, listen.
I would like to make complex things simple for a student.
You like to make complex things simple. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Why you like teaching? Okay. Someone else. What role? So we have Sanhita says R&D or regulatory affairs. Others, what role do you want to be in? What do you want to work as? Tell me. So many of them are there, man. There are so many of you not speaking. Do you want me to pull out your names? Unmute you? Come on. Do I look scary? Yes, no, maybe. Am I audible to you guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Ekta finally says something. People, regulatory affairs, Ekta says, okay? So, we don't want to work, I guess. Do you want to work? Do you don't want to work? Direct message. Oh, pharmacovigilance. Wonderful. Pharmacovigilance. My God. Interesting. People, there is a lot of you who aspire to do a lot of different things. And for that, you need to ensure all these things are in play. Your attitude, your behavior, your competencies, your ethics, everything comes into play. Not one can be compromised or not one can be put at the cost of other. All right. So far, do you have any questions for me?
How to manage stress at
How to
workplace?
manage stress in the workplace? Who is
Actually,
the
ma'am,
one who asked?
Mayur.
Hmm.
Actually, I have a very fond of getting stressed at a little
Very
things.
fond of getting stressed.
Yes, ma'am. This is the main reason that I have failed twice.
Okay. So there are two things. One area is you have to practice 2 or 3 habits daily. It could be anything. It could be meditating daily. It could be working on something daily. Every day you have to do that. It could be basic breathing. I think you guys know these practices and exercises way better than common people. Whether it's meditation practices or whether it's breathing exercises, whether it's so you have to pick up 1, 2, at least 2 or 3 ideally. Pick up those habits, pick up those practices. I'm saying start doing it on a regular basis. Over a period of time, we will deal with this. Specifically, when you said that you get very angry or agitated and you get disturbed also maybe, and you also feel not very happy when you are in that stress situation. Obviously, nobody likes that stress. So we will deal with it over the course of our interactions, but start with this thing. First thing is, like I said, probably one way to work on your stress is breathing. Very simple breathing techniques. You can Google them out. That is one. Second method that I told you is you pick up 2 habits. Start off with these 12 days. In these 12 days, starting today, 2 things that you will do every day. And this applies to others as well. Trust me, it is difficult to do things consistently. For 12 days, doing the same thing is not easy. Ideally, they say 21 days for habit formation, but we will start off with your 12 days journey. Can you do that?
Yes, ma'am. I will try.
Perfect. Yes. And what I will do is we will share our uh, communication channels and we will talk to each other. And accordingly, then we can always talk about how your progress is going on. Okay? And this applies to the others as well, not just you, Mayur. Fine?
Ma'am, I have another question.
Sure, tell
Ma'am,
me.
how to improve English fluency while talking to an interviewer?
Why do you want to improve English fluency?
I am not confident enough to speak.
What makes you think English will give you confidence? It is a foreign language for us. It's not even a native language. I want to know the reasons. I'm sorry. I love asking whys. I have to know reasons. I started your session with a why. Why are you here? I know why I am sitting here. So you have to tell me, why do you want to learn? Do you think English will improve your confidence?
No, but actually due to stress, ma'am, I can't manage to speak in English as I can speak in Hindi properly in stressed condition.
Okay. So is it a mandate that you have to speak in English?
Ma'am, actually professionally in our country, there is a habit of speaking in English professionally. So that's
In
why.
corporates.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can we park this question for one day? Is it okay? I'll come to this later on if it is okay with you.
Okay, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Go through your AMCAT today. Go through your AMCAT assessment. We will discuss that also with you, and specifically your areas of improvement. Now, I have been doing these kind of workshops for a lot of students where we work on confidence building, where we work on language skills. Now, let me tell you one thing. In corporates, it used to be in the past, yes, that you have to have a certain fluency. However, today, in the last few years, there is a lot of change, and we do not expect you to speak extremely fluent English, not at all. We do not expect, you don't have to become English professors, do you? No, I think even Nitin is not going to teach English when he teaches. Nitin, is English your subject of teaching? No.
No, microbiology.
There you go. Microbiology is very interesting. So we do not expect polished English from you. That is one. However, yes, you should have a certain level of fluency. Sometimes it's absolutely okay if you speak in Hindi or Marathi, or you have a hint of Hindi or Marathi. And guys, let me tell you one thing. If you start focusing on a foreign language, you will not be very confident. So Mayur, first step, we will work on your confidence first, then we will work on your language skills. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
Yes, because I think all of us, the first thing that we need to do is we need to be confident talking to each other. And which is why I said, it's okay how you look, how your backdrop is right now. Get your screens on. Have that confidence. It's absolutely fine if I have failed or if there is something wrong. But you have to have that comfort to be in front of people. The more you participate, the more you're active in these sessions, the more confidence you will build. Do you think the first day I used to talk like this? No, not at all. Not at all. Trust me, when I gave my first interview, I was in a GD with 40 participants. How many? 40. Have you been with 40 participants in one GD?
No, ma'am.
Life इतनी तो बुरी नहीं है ना आपकी.
No, ma'am.
Trust me. And I was scared. And by the way, how old are you guys? If you don't mind me asking, you're at least 22, 21?
24 complete, 25 running.
25 running. So maybe 23, 24. I'm sure most of you are more than 22, considering you are in your postgrads already. You know how old I was that time? I was not even, hadn't even completed 21. I had just finished my graduation and I went for this interview. And I keep sharing this story because it was the scariest experience for me. And you know the brand name, ICICI Bank. Huge brand, right? That time. I'm talking of 20 years ago. I was scared. So it's absolutely fine. Things are going to happen like this. So let's work on our confidence first.
Sure, ma'am.
I was in the same boat like you guys. Trust me. In fact, I think some of you are more confident than what I was when I was 20. So that's absolutely fine. And from there, I'm here. So we can work on this. Any other questions, queries? All right, guys, do you want to take a quick break? Because we are going to need about another 30 minutes, 35 minutes about your social media profiling and talking about your overall presence. So do you want to take a quick break and join in, or you're okay continuing? What is a better idea for you?
Yes, ma'am. We can take
Continue.
break.
We can continue. We can take a break. Okay. All right. It's not going to be very heavy for you. Don't worry. So, on how many social medias are you guys currently present? You start counting now. How many? LinkedIn, Twitter?
Maybe 5.
5. WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Insta. Anyone on Pinterest? Not really. Other social medias, I don't know. There used to be other ones, but I think these are the pretty much popular ones. By and large, that's your social media profile. Now, I'm going to talk about two things. Again, I'm going to talk about your informal social media. I'm going to talk about your formal social media. Now, from a professional's context, what is your formal social media?
WhatsApp.
Formal,
LinkedIn,
man.
WhatsApp.
LinkedIn.
I'm LinkedIn.
Pushkar is sleepy.
No.
So only your LinkedIn is your professional social media. Everything else is your informal social media. Your formal social media is LinkedIn. Now, however, good news is your prospective recruiters are going to look into your informal social media as well. Yes, that is going to happen. So it's not going to work if you have a very wonderful LinkedIn profile, but a very contrasting social media profile, informal social media, which is Facebook or Instagram. So that may not work. And please ensure if you have posted any Instagram reels, delete those. Because corporates are going to look at it. All right, let's try and understand a little bit about your social media profile, specifically informal. Now, a bit of a hint here. See, people are going to look at your Facebook profile, not just once you're shortlisted, but earlier as well. So you must be seen as somebody who is very logical, who is very, what do you say? I will not just say loving, but somebody who is a caring person considering your profession, and somebody who is also fun loving at the same time, but not very extremist or an arrogant kind of a person. Approachable, but not casual. Some of the grave mistakes. Yes. Weird DPs. I don't know what kind of DPs sometimes we put in on our informal social media. We have to be very, very careful about them. Please ensure that you have the right kind of DP put over there, even on your informal social media. That's extremely, extremely important. Are you with me here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So please ensure that going forward, whenever you check your social media, please do this check ASAP. And when I say ASAP, that is today, after this session, after your AMCAT, before we come to the next session, please check your social media right away. Can we do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Lovely. Now, coming back to your some more areas which can be construed as little offensive. Something that is, say, cool or say funny, but it's actually not a very nice kind of a post. So please, refrain from these kind of practices. Please do not put pictures of you vacationing, etc., etc. Yes, you can share, but please think twice before you share that. Being any part of a group or expressing opinions about certain topics Please, no topics like, Gaza, Hamas or Israel and who's doing what and your stand on Facebook and Insta. That is not a good practice. I know we all love to express opinions. We have freedom of speech in our country, which is absolutely fine, but we have to ensure that we do not post such kind of things on social media, specifically if we want to come across as a professional. What should you do in that case? First of all, have a very clear first name, first letter of your name and surname that has to be in caps. Simple. Hey, look at me, this is Sandhya. No, don't put such kind of names. A good idea, even on your informal social media, something like Facebook, you can put there as studying at MITWPU as an academic associate or as so-and-so doing so-and-so. It's a good idea, even if you put it on your informal social media. Keep a very clean profile. No nonsense. You should not come across as somebody who is very callous or who is very weird or idiotic in nature. See, that's how people are going to perceive. We are not intending to do that, but people may perceive us like that. And we do not want any such posts or memes going out on our profile. What to do? Share posts which are positive. Share posts which uplift the spirits of people around you, and share posts that make the other people feel nice about you. Talk about your hobbies, interests in a good way. In Facebook, you have your about section. You have options to share stuff on Insta as well. And please remember, any company does not like to recruit someone with extreme religious or caste oriented or gender oriented or anything which is sticking to certain group which is undesirable or unpleasant. They don't like it. That's not a good idea. So your assignment for the day is going to be looking at your informal social media profile and cleaning it up. Possible, doable? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Lovely. Guys, I'm sorry for some time I have switched off my video because I'm constantly getting a message that my internet connection is unstable. And then if I keep my video on, it's going to use the bandwidth. For some reason, we don't have electricity over here, and I guess that is affecting the bandwidth also. So please bear with me for a couple of more minutes. I think it should stabilize in some time. Now, how many of you said only 1% does not have social media, formal social media account, right? The LinkedIn account. Who was that? Shweta.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that was you. Shweta, so this assignment is specifically for you. I want you to create your social media account on LinkedIn, and you can use these practices and you can then follow these guidelines and create your profile on LinkedIn. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, first and foremost, go find me on LinkedIn and add me on LinkedIn. Do that. Let me see how good you are with searches. Right away. That's your activity right away. Go search me on LinkedIn. See if you can see me. People are looking at it immediately. Are you able to search me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. You sure that's me? Now, did you send a
Yes,
connect
ma'am.
request? Okay,
Yes,
did you send a connect request?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
How many of you wrote a message in the connect request? Huh? People?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Arey,
No,
stop
ma'am.
calling me ma'am, Baba. Call me Saudamini. I told you. Everybody's calling me ma'am. No message. Just random friend request है. भेज दिया. Connect बोला तो connect. आपने बोला connect, so we are connecting. People, first and foremost differentiator between your Facebook and your LinkedIn is you do not just send requests like you send on Facebook, add friend. No, when you send a connect request to somebody who you are not connected to through some mutual resource, then in that case, you should ensure that you write some message to that person. It's a professional connection. It is not something that is just a casual or a by the way connection. All of you, when you go there, when you send a request to me, add me on LinkedIn, please draft a short message at least. You can keep a format ready if you want, saying that, hi, I'm so and so, and I was a part of your workshop, and it'll be nice to connect with you, or looking forward to connect with you. Create a template. It's absolutely fine. Nothing wrong in that. But please ensure that you do not just randomly send requests. All right? Possible? Doable?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, we are going to look at a few sections. The reason I asked you to send the request to me is because after we are done with this conversation today, we will have situations where we will interact and we will talk about your profile. So when I go through your profile, that way we can practically connect and I can see how you have put your details on your profile and we can work on it real time. All right. See, please remember your profile is an introduction or it's a summary of either an existing or a budding professional. So you could have worked in the past or you could have never worked in the past. Either way, you could be a budding professional. You're not a professional yet, maybe. So, but this is very, very important. That's your basic profile. It is your CV to millions of people on this platform. The power of social media is huge. Do you know the Zomato case that happened recently? Have you heard of that case? People newspaper नहीं पढ़ते क्या? Social media पे भी आया था. That lady had posted pictures and a video.
Yes,
Did you see
ma'am.
that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes,
Saw the
ma'am.
power of social media. What happened in that, isn't it? So this is also social media. People can watch you on this. People do not hire people who are shabby, unprofessional, or unorganized on their LinkedIn profile. When you send a request to somebody, please go through their profile. Also, don't just randomly send requests. These are not friend requests. I'm repeating one after the other, or maybe at the cost of repetition or sounding repetitive, but please ensure that this is a professional network. There are a few things that are very, very common. Your name, your headline, your picture, your URL customization, your summary, your experience or your past experiences. We will talk about those. What I want you to do is I want you to, since you guys have sent request on my profile, why don't you just go ahead and look at my profile so that you can evaluate my profile. Is there a scope to improve your profiles? There always is scope. Nobody has the perfect profile, but we can learn a few things from that profile. Look at your faculty's profile also. I think one of the most wonderful profiles that I have seen from your team is Poshettiwar sir's. You are free to go and please seek his permission when you're doing that as a part of the study activity. Read through his profile, the way he has written things. 2-3 things are very, very important. When you go to your profile, the first thing that comes is how your name is mentioned there. What is the next thing that comes, guys, after your profile?
Describe about ourselves.
Is that what is there? Describe about yourself, is it?
About section.
About is there. Yes, about section is there. There is also a headline. What does my headline read? Can somebody read it for me? Read my headline.
Facilitator and coach.
Facilitator and coach. Yes.
People skill specialist. Capability builder and transformation catalyst.
Transformation catalyst. Okay, so that is typically my headline. Now go to Poshettiwar sir's profile and read his headline as well. His is quite different.
Pharma educator, head career service and placement, and assistant professor at MITWPU Peace University School of Pharmacy, Pune. At
Absolutely.
MITWPU. Pune.
At MITWPU. Absolutely. Sir, I hope you don't mind me taking a few examples. These are just for learning purposes.
No issue, madam. No, certainly it
Thank
is. Yeah, learning purpose.
Because I want them to look at these practical examples quickly, and then later on they can look at other executives, and I will share some influencers also with them.
Yes.
So, all right, coming back to us, guys. So did you see the names? Did you see the headlines, how we have put? Does it tell you exactly what we do the moment you look at our headlines?
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. Yes, so that is one basic thing when you talk about your headline and your names. Your names have to be very simple. If you have a certain qualification, if you have a certain, a title that you have earned, in case of sir, he is a doctor, so you will call him that. That's a title that is earned. It's not something to be taken lightly. So we have to address professionals who have either had their medical doctorate or their PhDs. They are always addressed as doctor, not Mr. or Miss or Mrs. So these are small things that you will have to keep in mind when you create profiles, when you watch profiles as well. Now, all right, your headline. See, it has to be a place where you use career-minded keywords. Now, I have another assignment for you. What was the first assignment? First, tell me that. Tell me the first assignment.
Learn about Nick, the motivational speaker.
Yes, learn about Nick, the motivating speaker. What was next then? There was one more.
Also, to change our DPs and everything from informal social media accounts.
Yes, clean up your informal social media. Okay, now the third one. The third one is you have to ensure that you write your headline, and you may not post it on your LinkedIn if you're not sure yet, but I want you to write your headlines and I want you to come back to us for that on Wednesday when we talk about your social media profile. You are free to either update it on your LinkedIn or you can send it to me. I will of course share where you can send all such resources, and you can also message me in the window here on LinkedIn, or you can come back in the session ready with what are the keywords that you will use to describe yourself. All right, that's your third assignment. These are very simple assignments. They are not going to take much time. They are not very hectic and you have some time in between. So see, this headline is very, very important because it will help you in how you get searched, in how you can send connection invitations, or how you get connection invitations, how you can be a part of employee listings, or how you relate to company pages, which is why the headline is very, very important in case of LinkedIn. And it differentiates LinkedIn from other platforms. So please ensure that you want to keep it 2-3 tips. It should be professional, it should be memorable, and it should be easy to understand. Don't make it very fancy, or don't make it very archaic English, or as if you're writing some thesis on literature. No, it has to be simple, relatable English. Use keywords. So please take time to describe yourself as a professional. Today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, we can come back with this. All right. Oh my God. Now, first and foremost, we go to two extremes. What we do is we either put some casually taken selfie, or we go on to our, I don't know, 12th standard or our grads passport size pictures, and we scan them and we put them up. Have we done that? If you have to, yes, ma'am, we have done that. I know, trust me, I know. I watch people doing that so many times. One of my cousins, she did that. I was like, from when did you pick up this picture? She's like, from my 10th standard. I'm like, really? 10th standard? That old? You're a graduate. Why do you want such an old picture on your profile? So don't do that. So, but then this case, what would you put? You should have a recent, properly taken picture. Even if it is passport size, it's fine, but it has to be a recent one. Ideally, it's not necessary to put your passport picture there. You can put any picture. It's absolutely fine. As long as you're not inappropriately dressed, you can have a normal picture taken. Absolutely. Sometimes there are people, I want you to search another profile. I will tell you her details. Wait. Let me share it as a part of her name is Vinita Ramtri. And you check her profile on LinkedIn, she always has different pictures. She keeps changing her pictures. Check her profile. Did you find her?
Yes.
Yes. What is she?
Director at HSBC, author and coach.
Absolutely. So she's not just a director, but she's also an author and coach. So if you look at her picture is not extremely professional or in a blazer or something like that, right? Isn't it? But it's a decent headshot. Typically, you should have a closer picture. A headshot. Do you know what a headshot means? Guys, what's a headshot? People. What is a headshot? Something that involves this much of your picture. Till your bust, so to say. So I'll give you another profile. Look at that profile also. Check this profile as well. Can you see? Can you find this profile?
Yes.
Is she wearing a very formal attire? She's wearing a sari. It need not always be a blazer for women. There's another profile. Now, these are some of the profiles that I want you to go through as well later on as a part of your study. There's another gentleman called as Abhijit Bhaduri, one of the influencers. So please go through their profile. See how a good picture is put. So you can have a little casual but a very approachable and yet professional picture that you can put. Abhijit is a very close-up kind of a photo. Did you find Abhijit Bhaduri? Can you see Abhijit's picture?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Lovely. Now, a picture is very important because people remember faces better than names. That's why you try to give the headshot. That's why you try to have a picture till here preferably, not some long shot you're standing away and you're giving a picture. That's not a good idea for you. Specifically, a professional like you who is right now stepping into a career, stepping into the professional world, maybe newly, it's better to have a better picture. It helps you build some credibility and trust with the recruiters, because when they see the face who this person is, then it is better, because recruiters will come through your college, but they will go through your profiles. Please remember this. So your picture, your headline, your name. What is the next section that we have? You guys are already there on LinkedIn, so you tell me, what is the next one? Is there an about me section describing about yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. There is. So in that case, what should you write? Now, this is a very, very interesting part. I often go for interviews or conduct virtual interviews nowadays, and I ask people, what is your hobby? And people say reading, and I'm like, wow, reading, that's amazing, because I love reading as well. So I said, what kind of books do you read? No, we read any books. What is any books? Or somebody says, my hobby is listening to music, and I'm like, sure, what kind of music? Oh, I listen to any songs from any current contemporary singer. What is this? This is so vague. You do not want such vague things on your profile and during your interviews. It has to be a crisp, clear, and focused introduction. Very important. Oh, lovely. Do not copy paste from somewhere. Now, there are two places where you should not copy paste. One is this, and one is your career summary or resume. Do you have your resumes on CalyxPod? All of you?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Perfect. So I hope those resumes are in place. So there you have that career summary. And I don't know, I see one of the fanciest career summaries that somebody can put. I don't know why you have such fancy career summaries, because they're copy pasted from somewhere, I guess. Please don't do that. Do not copy paste. Avoid, oh yes, philosophical words. Towards the betterment of the organization that I work for, and uplifting and this and that. Don't use those fancy words. Don't use words in terms of doing like a global charity or philanthropy. No. Talk about who you are, what skills do you have, what is it that you bring to the table, what you can do for the organization. That has to be there. Very direct. People also talk about their personal interests. I'm sure we have a lot of, when I go through your resumes, we have a lot of artists, we have a lot of performers, we have a lot of sports persons here. So that is something that people want to know about, because people want to know about you as a human being, who you are. Do you remember what Prajakta ma'am spoke about me in my introduction? She introduced me very beautifully, and that was very sweet of her. She spoke about me. Did she talk about my personal interests? We are trying to remember. Guys, wake up. Are we here, or we have vanished, just logged in but vanished? People, do you remember what was given as an introduction? What are your interests? Tell me, what are your interests? Yeah, Ekta, tell me.
Painting, drawing.
Painting, drawing. Pushkar?
Hello.
Go ahead.
I like to sketch.
Like to sketch.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. That is one of my area also. That's what Prajakta spoke about. I like painting. So yes. So guys, it's important that you talk about your interests as well. Not just talk about you as a professional there on LinkedIn. Something about you as a human being. If you have a serious interest in something, please do talk about it. If there is some initiative you're a part of, if there is something that you do on a very regular basis, please talk about it. Yeah. Listening to Arijit's song is not a serious interest. That is just a hobby or a pastime. Absolutely. Please ensure that these are not the kind of things you write as your interest or a serious interest. Any questions so far? Questions, queries? I think this is going to get a little heavy for you because there is a lot of work that needs to be done on your profiles. Post this session, I'm going to accept your requests and I'm going to go through your profiles so that we can specifically work on certain areas or if I find some grave mistakes. But till then, do you guys have any questions so far?
Ma'am, how should student should express about me about section?
Why can't you express about you? Tell me, what would you like to write? What would you like to write about that? Have you worked before?
What, ma'am?
Have you worked before?
No, ma'am.
No, you have not worked. Okay. So what are you currently studying or what is is there an area of specialization that you have? What is your area of specialization?
Pharmaceutics.
Pharmaceutics. What does it involve?
Preparation of dosage forms.
What excites you about that area? Mayur is thinking. What excites you about your profession? Think about that.
Okay.
Think about that. What excites me about my profession? The fact that I can bring a change in someone's life. The fact that I can influence somebody's life. I can impact somebody's life, which is why you saw those two words that I have written, transformation catalyst. It's a very small role. I don't have a very big role in the lives of people. No, but I think I bring that to the table. So when as a student you're writing, guys, please try and identify what are your passions, why this particular field, then you can talk about it. That you are an aspiring R&D person, for example, or an aspiring researcher, if you are a researcher. Now, in Nitin's case, he's an aspiring facilitator. Or he can also say that, making a difference to others' lives, if that is one of your intentions, Nitin. Similarly, you have to tell me why specifically pharmaceutics, why do you like it? What is it that motivates you to be here? That is something you can put in your about me as well. You can describe yourself, why this field, why you have chosen this field, what do you intend to do in this field? Possible, doable?
Yes, ma'am.
See, about me does not have to be too many lines. It could be just 2 lines right now. Our profile keeps building on. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So start with those 2 lines, all of you. Any other questions?
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
I have a question. Can we add any activities which we have done in our personal lives, like any organization of event and that kind of activities? Can we add in LinkedIn profile?
You can add, Shweta, but it depends on, what is it that you are looking at? Activity as in what kind of activity? You have to be very specific with me.
Actually, my personal hobby is singing, and I have organized a lot of you can say events for singing.
So you can write that I enjoy or I love organizing events for singing. You can say that. That can be a part of your about you. Apart from a professional, if you enjoy doing this activity, if you enjoy being an event organizer, why not write about it? But that cannot be your only description because you're not an event management professional.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
But it can be one of them. Yes, and tell me. Questions, queries? Any other questions right now based on what we have learned so far about the profile? Not yet? Okay, what I'm going to do is we have a few more sections. One is your about me, till then we covered. Your summary or your detailed description about what you do, that is something that we have to cover. There's another area which is important, which is your past experience. Now, in your case, you may not have past experience, so you will have to write about your internships. So what we'll do, your internships, your experience, if there is how you can customize your URL, that is something that I think I would want to conduct on Wednesday, because today you have a lot on your plate. You start with a lot of things. You have to also do your AMCAT. I don't want to drag you further. And so work on these things that we have right now looked into. Let me also go through your profiles practically, and then we'll see how best we can work on your profiles. Is that all right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
A couple of things for Wednesday. Please ensure that all of you are at least professionally dressed for Wednesday, not in a very casual setting. You can wear simple clothes. It's not about wearing fancy clothes, but professionally dressed. Second, do you know what time our session starts on Wednesday?
From 10:30.
Ma'am, 10:30? 10 or 10:30? Check it. Check it. Wednesday I'm talking of. Wednesday, your session starts on 10. Wednesday is 26th May. So Wednesday is your session on a lot of things that will work for you in your placement process. We are going to talk about your placement process. We are going to talk about what the HR expects. We will talk some more about your LinkedIn profile. So please ensure you have your resumes handy. You have your queries, questions. Some of the questions, Mayur, that you asked me, or you still might have from your interviews, might pop up on Wednesday. Others, those of you who have either faced interviews or not faced interviews, but if there are questions or queries that you have on your mind, please ensure that you put that all together on Wednesday. Wednesday, we have about 4 hours of interaction together, and Wednesday is going to be a lot of work. So what I want you guys to do is, I want you to ensure that you complete your assignments on time. Don't come on Wednesday saying that I have not done this, I have not done that. If you don't do something, you are going to lose out on that. Meanwhile, I will also, ensure that we share a place with you where you can put your resume, or you can put any other queries, questions, or documents that you have, so that we can pick the resume, because our team will be conducting mock interviews and mock GDs with you. So we would need your resumes there as well. If you have not updated your resume, please do that too.
Yes, madam, one more update. We have created the classroom. Just a minute.
Yes.
We have created Google Classroom. I have shared the link on your WhatsApp group. Kindly join that group so that madam will access your all the assignment that you are going to submit. Yeah, that is from my side.
Thank you, sir. All right. I think I don't want to drag you guys further for the day today. Go into your AMCAT nicely. All the best for that. Do your best. Relax, refresh before that. And you have some wonderful sessions lined up tomorrow. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. If you have any questions, please go ahead and shoot those at me. Otherwise, I'm okay to call it a day.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Dear students, are there any questions? You can.
I guess after the assignments, they will have questions. Today, they have a lot of work to do.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Cool, cool. We can call it a day, Project. I think they can.
Gradually, they are moving. Not an issue.
Sir, I'm telling you, by the end of this workshop, they'll be pinging me on LinkedIn and WhatsApp and asking me queries. That
yes,
happens.
certainly.
That absolutely happens. So cool. I think, ma'am, let's conclude for the day, and they can get back to their activities. They have a lot of assignments.
We have live feedback from Ekta and Pushkar.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Pushkar, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm there.
Yes, you go ahead.
Yes.
So, hello, ma'am. I'm Pushkar Shinde from M-Farm second year.
Yes, Pushkar.
So, there is something.
Pushkar, you have to be slightly louder. You're very soft.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. So basically, what I want to say is that this is a very good initiative for us. Like it hasn't been from so long in our college or in Pune as well. I don't know about other institute who is like conducting this kind of soft skill development programs to like to nurture our soft skill and interview skills. And like attending this session like gave me a very good approach to all the further lectures we are going to conduct, like you are going to conduct, because I have a very very good I have a very good perception about you now, that you will greatly like
very kind of you,
greatly like support us in each and everything here. So thank you, ma'am, for this great session, and we are looking forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much for those kind words.
Saudamani ma'am, this is the new initiative we have started. Every lecture, we always ask a student to give live feedback.
Live feedback, wonderful.
Therefore, they are, just boost their confidence and all. This is
the. Sir, it boosts our confidence as well. We are motivated for the next session.
So every day, 2 new students coming and they are giving feedback. That is a way how we are.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Please.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Ekta, can you come? Ekta Bompilwar.
Yes, sir. Hello, I'm audible?
Yes, Ekta, you are. Hi. Finally, I get to see you.
Yes, I'm Ekta Bompilwar. I'm from second year pharmaceutics from MITWPU. Attending such a wonderful session is our privilege. And in today's session, being a professional life, we have to upskill our knowledge. As you say, being a professional needs to be ABC, that is aptitude, behavior, and that is competency. From your lecture, we have also gained the knowledge about our social media profiling, and thank you so much for that. Thank you.
You're always welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Ekta. Sir, should I move towards the last?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, please. You can proceed for next.
Yes. Thank you, Saudamani ma'am, again. So it gives me immense pleasure to propose vote of thanks at the end of this session. Firstly, I would like to thank today's speaker, Anukur Srivastava and Ms. Saudamani Bhavsar ma'am, for accepting our invitation in spite of their busy schedule and sparing their valuable time. Really, this session was very informative, and it will be going to benefit our teachers as well as students in future. Also, I'm very thankful to Dr. Nanesh Limay, Dean Faculty of Pharmacy and Social Sciences, for giving us an opportunity to arrange today's webinar. I'm also thankful to Professor Dr. Ashwin Kuchekar, Dr. Satish Polshettiwar, and Professor Bhagwat Nagargoje for giving us an opportunity to arrange such informative webinar. Also, I'm thankful to Pankaj Shirbhate for providing the technical assistance. And I'm also thankful to our management, MIT World Peace University, for providing an opportunity to us for interacting with such an eminent speakers. I'm also thankful to Sanika Kole and Ratnaprabha Kinikar, those who are working as a student volunteers, and Pushkar and Ekta for online feedback. And lastly, I propose my vote of thanks to all my dear students and attendees for sparing their valuable time, for also active listening and asking curious questions, and making this session more interactive. So thank you again. And sir, tomorrow I would like to give you that tomorrow we will have a session, morning session at 10:30 to 12:30 on clinical research, clinical data management by Ayan Niogi, who is the head strategic partnership, clinical development center. And in the afternoon session, we'll meet at again 1:30 tomorrow on medical devices. That is a session on medical devices by Navnath Kadam, who is a RA practitioner at Venture Center. So thank you again. We'll meet tomorrow at 10:30.
Madam, thank you to you also for nicely coordinating and moderating this event. Okay, without that, definitely we would have not complete this task. Thank you, Project Outside, madam. Really, you moderated the session very nicely.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Sir, is there any announcement related to the assignment?
No. Assignment, I think tomorrow, madam will give. So one announcement to all of you. Today we have opened the AMCAT test from 5 o'clock. Okay, it will be open. This link will open till 11 o'clock. Supposed to get the link on your email. Get it, register yourself, and start. Giving that test. That is from my side. And so then, madam, thank you very much for your one thought-provoking and very informative session.
Thank you, sir.
Enjoy your session. Yeah,
thank you so much. There's a lot that they can come up with, and I see that the participation has started, and I'm looking forward to more and more participation. So
but indeed, it's a great opening. It's a great opening.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. See you guys. Have a fantastic evening ahead, all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. See you tomorrow morning.
Yep. See you.
Bye-bye.
Sir, can you stop recording first? Ashwin, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Recording first, we need to stop and then we can end this.
सतीश सरांकडेच होतं मॅडम हे. एक मिनिट. नागरभाई सर.
Otherwise, means video will not be available before, means if you end the session.
एक मिनिट. मी सरांना कॉल करतो, नागरभाई सरांना. मी करतो. सर स्टॉप करा ना रेकॉर्डिंग. पंकज सर. Yes.
Pankaj sir, you can end the session now. Pankaj sir.
हाँ पंकज सर करायचं का एंड?
हो सर.
चालू आहे ना.